Hello there, gang. Devere here with another past blast, playing a little bit of Chaser. This was developed by Cauldron and published by Joe Wood back in 2003. So what do we get? Let's have a quick look at our options, shall we? Fully rebindable keys, with the choice of dual setups as well. That's always nice, we do like that. Your mouse sensitivity. Couple of sound options, your video settings, very sort of old by today's standards, but they're there. And of course some multiplayer setups now. Multiplayer was GameSpy, so unless you're going to use something like Hamachi, consider the multiplayer a bit of a non-starter. So let's dive on with single player. And I'll start a new game, and I shall play on normal. So you can see this game at its finest. And what I shall do is I shall jump the rather long-winded intro, so I shall see you guys and gals in game. Alright, mission goals. The ship looks like it's about to blow up at any moment. I should look for a safety module to escape. Easy peasy. A lemon squeezy. So the first thing that will probably catch your attention is visuals. Well, we are in space at the moment, but that won't last for too long. You also notice the FOV is somewhat restricted by today's standards. No way to edit it that I could find offhand. Yes, just follow the walked into a wall. Scrub level maximum. Yes, it's very linear, Chaser. We are Chaser, by the way. So it's one of those games where they couldn't think of a good name for the protagonist or a good name for the title. It's just called them both the same thing. But these chaps here have raided the station, trying to kill me. For reasons unknown as of yet, of course. It's definitely one of those stories where something is lost in the translation, and in fairness, there is a lot of story in this game, most of which will just leave you scratching your head thinking, what? Who's he? What's that to do with the rest of the game? Yeah, story wise, probably not playing this for the story. Although this part of the game is quite atmospheric. We finally have some weapons and some armour. Mouse is fairly smooth and responsive, as are the controls in general. And surprisingly, the weapons have quite a... Oh, there's another one. Have quite a bit of recoil, which I'm quite impressed about for the age of the game. See which way to go. So some of the levels in this game can be quite sizable. That's one of the first things. It is a very linear FPS. Kind of getting used to having to press my middle mouse to reload. Oh, that's not good. That's even worse. I thought I'd got him. As you'll see there from the damage I'm taking, this is old school shooter. Very much so. It's quite punishingly difficult. There's no two ways about it. F6 and F9 for your quick save and quick load. And you'll definitely want to remember those buttons are there. The good thing is some of the levels are really massive, and it does kind of give you a little bit of leeway on how you tackle a lot of the areas. It's a bit free-flowing, but at the same time there's plenty of times you'll be wandering around thinking, where do I go next? There's no mini-maps, no pointers. You just kind of explore. Basically, if you see an area with no enemies in it, you're going the wrong way. we do have something in our favour here. Sort of bullet time. Which way were they? Oh, they were right over there, so I wasted a load of my bullet time. So the AI is very much... Some moments it's utterly inept, and the next minute it's absolutely aimbot. It does make up for it by giving you plenty of ammunition and health packs within the game. But yeah, this is definitely old school in many ways. Quite the punishing game. I think it's down this way I need to go. Oh, where's the... That caught me out, Dad. Right, let's then down. Oh, what? He wasn't. Oh. Yes, very old school. Very punishing, this one. And this precedes Half-Life 2. In fact, it precedes a lot of the big names of the era, but it definitely has a Half-Life 2 vibe to it, though. This is quite strange, but yeah, this of course was developed and released before Half-Life 2. So yeah, we're all the way back there. It's a strange combination. It's got kind of Quake-like difficulty levels in places with some really good atmospheric levels like this one. And this isn't really indicative of the game as a whole, in all honesty. In fact, the biggest criticism of the game is it does get somewhat repetitive. But it does again break things up. Some levels you've got sniping and special sniper levels. And, oh my god! And I have to mention the water level. Oh, the swimming level. That has to be one of the most frustrating levels of ever game design ever. Anyone who's played this will know exactly what I mean by that level. It was absolutely punishing beyond all reason. Oh, it's not enough. There's never enough. So it does break things up, but it does get a little bit repetitive in places. So there, he seemed to forget where I was, even though I was stood in front of him shooting at him. The next time round, they can just aimbot you off the face of the map really quickly. And this is normal. This is the normal difficulty level. So learn where they're coming from. Oh, keep forgetting it's in burst when you aim with this gun. You can spray down when you're not aiming down sight, like now. Or you can burst fire for a bit more accuracy. Which way was we going? I don't think it's this way. So I mean, you get a lot of game for your money. In all honesty, there is a lot of game here. I keep thinking there was some armour in here somewhere for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong. As you see, you need it in this game. But yeah, it definitely becomes a bit of a case of learning where the enemies are, covering your bullet time, and quick saving and quick loading as often. And for some reason, I'm hitting the wrong button, that's why. Now I just turned it right back off again. I really should have picked a better button when I rebound my keys there. Yeah, pro tip, bind your bullet time to Q or something. I should have really done that, but never mind. I think I've got it on caps lock and it's not particularly easy to hit in the middle of blasting around. So yes, so what the... Oh, there we go. This nearly went south again. Right, he definitely did this time, isn't he? Plus occasionally the game has the habit of having enemies come from behind from areas you've cleared out. That can make it quite challenging, that's for sure. Right. Oh, don't want to hit the wrong thing again then. Right, that's that one down. Somebody else. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, several of them. This is already not going well. Oh, is he? I thought I saw a second one of them. There we go. Oops. I keep pressing tab for some reason, which is my inventory, but I've got nothing in there at the moment. So yeah, it's definitely in the old, towards the punishing scale of video gaming, this one. Oh, where are you? Where are you? That's the question. Headshots luckily do deal a lot of damage, as you see. That's going to be a no-go. It's just a pity there isn't no way to fix the FOV. That would make it a lot more enjoyable. Oh, that's just poor shooting. That was a bit better. So if you're in the mood for an old school punishing FPS, this one definitely ticks those boxes in every way for that. But yeah, you get a large amount of gameplay. I'm going to close the distance. This gun isn't really that good for accuracy, despite the scope. So there again, he seemed to forget what he was doing. So it does show its age in many ways. Visually, obviously, the sounds are still pretty good though. And the recoil on these weapons is really quite impressive for the age. Now, where was we going? Because yeah, there are no indicators or clues really outside of wandering around trying to find things to interact with. Maybe this goes up again. Maybe that's... Oh, maybe not. Ha! Okay. Journey of adventure and all that. We came in that side, so maybe it's this way. That might possibly be the... See, that really might be my biggest criticism of it. It does get a little bit repetitive in places. There's a lot of very much straight shooter levels, which, big as they are, do get somewhat samey towards the end game. Oh, and that underwater level. Ugh. Still fills me with hate and rage equally. So I think we'll get around to concluding our dealings here, gang, I think, because I'm not sure where I'm going at this point. So yeah, it's a good game. A lot of it's just quite punishing in many ways. Have I got something to shoot, perhaps? Not you. What am I missing here? I'm missing something obvious, clearly, because I want that to go up. It's been a little while since I last played this. Well, we'll conclude our dealings anyway, gang. Yes, Chaser. Despite its indecipherable story, a lot of game for your money, just gets a little bit repetitive in places. But then it makes up for it by varying things up and giving you a lot of fairly large levels to go wandering around. And then occasional moments like this when you can't figure out where it is exactly you're supposed to be going. As well as, of course, a fairly decent selection of weapons as you go through the game. This is just your basic starting rifle. So it shows its age in some ways, and it's still quite enjoyable in others. But just remember that quick save, quick load. You're going to want to know then where those keys are. Let's put it that way. So anyway, all, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Hope you found it useful and entertaining in some way. As ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.